All right, wonderful people of the universe. Dave here with a affordable door and gate. I hope everybody's doing well. If you can give me a number one, just to let me know audio's good, that's always appreciated. Number two, if you can't hear me at all, which you're probably just going to say no audio. That's how it normally goes. So, anywho, let me start off with I think it was Rob. Rob reached out in a comment, and I would like to hear your guys' opinion on this because, the city that I live in, I'm not in a huge regulated city like other places, maybe like Chicago or New York or some of the really big ones, you know what I mean? Columbus, Ohio, things of that nature. But he made a good point. It made me kind of think and stop. He was talking about the yard signs. And he was saying, hey, he's like, I'm just asking a question here, but if you put yard signs out, is there a possibility that the township could charge you a percentage, of that job? And also basically like if you put a sign out, they could confiscate it, they could charge you, like you could get in trouble. Now I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that. I know when I used to work for department, the DPW, I remember the guys in one city that's close to me, they would literally like, you can't have yard signs. Now, they're not going to nab you for like if you put them in the yard while you're working there, they're not going to like just stop and nab it. I mean, they could if they were maybe there, but what's the odds, right? And a lot of times with the yard signs, I'm always talking about more or less like, like when you're there working presently, or just leave it. But it's one of those things you got to kind of look at it. It's kind of like advertising, right? Advertising is kind of a waste of money in a sense. It's not, but it is. You know what I mean? Like, I always remember like with the phone book, it was always funny how, they would guarantee this. We're going to get you on the front page. We're going to make your thing this big. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Like, how about when I get somebody calls and I say, hey, this is really working, I'll pay you the rest of the money. It never worked that way. So I think I just think it's not that big a deal. Like, more likely they're going to take your sign. Now, the DPW that I used to work at, they would actually literally take the sign. I don't know how long they would keep it, for 7 or 12 days or whatever it was. But they would take it back to their, the Department of Public Works shop, and they would just throw it off on the side of the building, and you could always come back and come get it, right? So, signs roughly cost me right around about $12-ish. But they, if I wanted to go pick them up, it's just not worth my time, right? They just get thrown away. So, but I look at it like you're trying to build that where people, they're doing that drive-by and they're seeing it, and it's just building. And there's a million other ways. There's Facebook, there's Craigslist, there's Google. I mean, there's a million different ways with that stuff. But anyways, so I'd like to know, comment below if you've heard of this, like they take percentages for having yard signs out. As far as I know, they just take them. I've never even had any of them ever call me even, because I think they're too busy. And I mean, who wants to deal with that? They're gonna talk to a secretary anyways and be like, what do I do? So anyways, I wanted to mention about the builder. So I talked to a builder today, and I was getting the vibes. You guys all feel these vibes, don't you? You do. You all have it, just like me. We all have this energy. We all have this concern. We know something's not right. And he pretty much, kind of knocked it out of the park for me. He was like, yeah, he's like, I've never seen it. Now, he's one of the bigger ones, right? He's one of the ones that does like our steel buildings, big commercial buildings. And he mentioned something about yeah, it's not looking so good. Like, I've never been at this point where we don't have stuff on order. A lot of things are out there, but nothing signed, type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I kind of figured, because I'm seeing it. I keep my eyes peeled, right? I mean, I'm always watching automotive shops. I'm watching tire change places. I'm watching the dealerships. And, dealerships, they got plenty of vehicles now if you want a vehicle. So, what's this say here? Garage door guy. 67. Hello. How are you doing, sir? So hope y'all are doing good. So I just wanted to jump on here. I just sent out I just put up the video for the giveaway. I believe Joe, or Garage Door Service, I could be saying it wrong. Go to the video and watch. He was the first winner, and then there was like a Rick or somebody on there, and there was a second guy, third guy, I mean. So that's up there. That talks a little bit about things. But I just wanted to jump on here for a second. I thought, just sitting here, had to get a few supplies. I just went up and changed a couple garage door springs for a commercial customer, and it was a little bit, not the end of the world, but a little bit farther than what I'd like to travel, but it just helps the guys out, you know what I mean? Relieves them a little bit because they are buried. And so I thought, what the heck, I'll go up there, and at least if I go up there, it's gonna be done, as good as it can be, and plus I wanted to check out another job up that way, but that distance, I tell you, it's crazy. But yeah, the yard signs, like I said, put them up. You'll find out. It's what I've always kind of found out in business and talking to a lot of other business owners is that it comes down to really, it's like you're always asking for forgiveness. That's kind of how it works. Don't ask, just do, and then ask for forgiveness afterwards, because it just takes too much time. I mean, there's certain things you got to do in life, that you got to get your permits and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, throw them up. Like I said, worst thing they're going to do, you call and I'm sorry. I didn't know. I had no clue. That's horrible. I will never do that again. I'm so sorry, if that's the case. But, there's plenty of different ways. But it takes time. But, like, the thing is right now, you got to get ready. You really need to be buckling down. Like, I remember how it was going through the 06 and the 08. It was horrible. It was so horrible that I was living basically in the back of a garage. And granted, this garage was pretty nice, right? I mean, it's got shower, it's got everything you needed, right? But I was literally like renting my house out to keep the business while I worked 2 other jobs. And that's what's coming right now. And I feel bad because right now is not, so if you're kind of like in that middle, like, this is not, in my opinion, this would not be the time to jump off the bandwagon and start kind of really any business. Honestly, it seems like I would kind of, not that you still can't do it, you can do it, but just keep your steady paycheck right now coming. You know what I mean? Don't just go in, head first, as they say, because I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. And so we're gonna see a slowdown. Residential is typically the ones that cut off first, and then it'll trickle finally into the commercial. But we'll see. Hopefully things will turn around and I'm totally dead wrong. But from what I'm seeing, it's not a lot of money floating around out there, so it's unfortunate. So yeah, do multiple things. It helps. That's what Uncle Dave here does. Uncle Dave does lots of multiple things. Lots of things in the fire, and it's still a lot of work. It's still a lot of stress. But anyways, you guys, let me know on the yard signs if you ever heard they charge a percentage, because I don't know how they'd even know. I mean, how are they going to get into that? They're going to talk to the homeowner. What do they charge? What do they charge you? Yep, we're going to call that company, and we're going to, now I just read, what was it? Was it down in Florida? I think it was down in Florida. They were talking about how, that one's, they're doing something down there. I don't know what's going on, but they're cracking down on something. That's what I was reading through the IDA. And I thought, yep, that's what it's going to be. They're going to start making it more continuous education and things like that. They'll start doing, they always screw things up. I mean, look at the government messes everything up. I tell you what, anything they touch, it is a disaster. They just need to get the heck out of the way and let us do what we need to do. You know what I mean? Because the free market will correct itself. You know what I mean? So, all right, I'm going to jump off here. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you're keeping all your fingers. Watch out for those winding bars. You don't want to take one in the face. Those always suck. So, have a great day. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.